Miriam Makeba was a prolific South African singer and activist whose life has been turned into a powerful musical. And joining us from Miriam Makeba, Mama Africa the Musical, are Thandi, Swaartboi, and Zakes and Nkosi. Welcome to both of you just off the plane from South Africa. You arrived here in St. Louis last night.
Yes,
is that right?
Yep.
And you're awake enough to get to talk to us for a few minutes this afternoon. So thank you so much for joining us. So you came from South Africa. The musical was developed there. Is that correct? You're both the choreographers for the show, and you brought a casting crew of how many?
38.
38.
38 in total, yeah.
38 in total. Here to St. Louis. Why is St. Louis so fortunate to be the recipient of your performances next weekend?
Well, the University of Missouri with University of Western Cape in South Africa, in Cape Town, had a relationship, a 30-year-old relationship. So they were actually celebrating that. So they came up with what actually coincided with that during the time that they were actually celebrating that. So they came up with the story of Miriam Makeba, where she was actually invited by the then President Nelson Mandela to come back into the country because she was banished. Everybody knows that she was actually countryless. So Mandela decided to actually invite her back into the country. And this is how, people actually started seeing her at the elderly stage, because they've seen her leave our shows when she was, middle-aged. And people have always, listened to her music. Grew up with, myself and her actually grew up with that music. Where she was, singing about the political strife back home. We've always known her as a struggle icon, but a struggle icon that we could not actually see even on our national TV. Even the music was not actually playing even on our radios. So it was only, perhaps the sort of what I would say village radio stations, but still they'll only play selected music of her that was singing about nice, beautiful things. The moment she actually sang about, the political strife, it won't be given airtime, airplay.
So how much of her music is in the musical? Is it all her music?
Most of the music that is in the musical is her music, and then some of the music is more of the struggle songs, because she also promoted most of the struggle songs. And then also there's traditional songs that we are singing. She made them popular also.
And why is the story of Miriam Makeba important to us now? What is the relevance to today of her story, her history?
Well, if you look at what is happening, in the entire world, with people, being frustrated with, color issues, whether you're black or white. Blacks are regarded as thieves, as criminals, and then white is usually beautiful, and people are not actually violent. And this is happening here in America. It's happening in South Africa again. So now with the significance with this story, being Mom Miriam and having taught around to work with different people of different colors, her music was about the political strife that was there in South Africa back then. Though the situation has actually changed, but we seem to be, backtracking into those dark ages again. It's happening here with the hashtag Black Lives Matters. Recently in South Africa, we had school children in Pretoria who were actually chucked out of the school because they had afro, much like, Thandi's hair. So they were told that, their hair is not actually well kept. You need to actually chop it off. So we came up with the hashtag Black Hair Matters. So we are sort of actually going back into those dark ages, but people need to actually engage into, discussion, talk. What are your frustrations, So
right. So we're back in that cycle that we were at in the 60s and 70s during the civil rights movement.
So it's the cycle coming back again,
With
so
maybe a little bit different tone, a little different, everything. It's like the same theme, and everything's changed with the times at the same time. So very interesting. The musical was developed when? How long ago? Is it?
We started doing the rehearsals of the musical this year in February.
Yeah.
but we did the auditions sometime last year in August.
Okay.
Which we tried and reached about 3 locations
Yeah.
in Cape Town,
Yeah.
which is the more of the CBD at Artscape, and then we went to the townships, which is Langa Township, and then the University of the Western Cape.
Yeah.
So we had auditions in those 3 places. It was not easy
Yeah.
to select the team that you will
I'm
see on
sure.
stage.
So it is
Yeah.
very timely. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to watch
Great.
a clip of some of the rehearsals for the show. So stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with about Miriam Makeba, Mama Africa the Musical after this break.